Hi everybody, welcome back to Rabbi Aharon's Attitude Adjustment. It's been a couple of weeks. I missed last week. I'm so sorry, something came up, but we're going to try and make up for it now. Let me ask you a question today. What is faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, and able to leap tall buildings in a single bound? Well, if you're anywhere close to my age and you ever watched any TV during the 50s, you know the answer to that question is Superman. But for today, for the purposes of this lesson, we're going to talk about something just as powerful, just as fast, and just as high, because it all goes to Hashem, and that's your words, because they are extremely powerful. Now, they're extremely powerful in many different ways. They can be used for you, and they can be used against you. Let's talk about the first one, for you. Somebody says to me, I get up in the morning, I'm depressed every day. How do I get away from that? And the answer is a little bit of self-talk. What are you talking about, Rabbi? Self-talk? What kind of self-talk? What do you mean? Well, when you get up in the morning, you get out of bed, after you say Modani, you take care of your bodily functions, and then you look in the mirror and you say, today is going to be a great day. It's going to be wonderful. I'm going to be happy all day, and nobody and nothing is going to ruin this day for me. I know you're out there, some of you smiling, going, sure, that doesn't work. Say, have you tried it before you say it doesn't work? Because you'll be surprised. And here's why it works. It's a self-affirmation. It's in your mind. You put it there first thing in the morning, and every time during the day when somebody tries to take this day away from you, you will remember it, and you'll smile. Now, it may not take it away immediately or permanently, but it's going to help you get through it a lot easier than if you didn't have it. So self-talk is a good thing to have, and it works very well. Now, for purposes of this lesson, we're going to have to skip a lot of information and make this very short. I want to talk to you about another type of talk. The things you say out loud. Now, let's talk about some of the things you say out loud and what are the repercussions of this. Here's a good example. Back at the time of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob was leaving his father-in-law after working for him for a number of years. And when he left, his wife, his favorite wife Rachel, took her brother, his in-laws, idols, and hid them, hoping that she could wean them away from idol worship. So, when he finally catches up to them, this is Lavan, and asks about the idols, Jacob says, I have no idea what you're talking about. We didn't take your idols. That would have been fine. He answered the question. But he takes it a step further. And he says, and if anybody here has taken them, may they surely die. Ooh, that's painful. He didn't know Rachel took them, but he condemned her to an earlier death. She had them sitting underneath her on the camel, and he didn't know about it. And because of this, she died early in childbirth on the way in traveling. So, it's a very sad thing that he said what he said because it was totally unnecessary. Unnecessary words can take you and they can hurt you. Now, another example of this is when you say something like, can you come to this party we're doing? Can you do whatever we're asking you to do? Can you give tzedakah? And you say, no, I don't have any money. Oh, wrong answer. You can say, I get something to you later on. Let me think about it. There's a plethora of answers that you could have given. The one you didn't want to give is, I don't have any money, because Hashem, being a loving father, wants to make sure you have what you want most of the time. And when you say you have no money, he'd like to make sure you have no money. Therefore, stop saying that. Think about the ways of expressing yourself. And the last form of words that are powerful are the words you speak about others. This is called lashon hara, or evil tongue. And the reason it's called that, no matter what you say, is because you don't know the words you speak, how they're going to be affecting somebody you speak about, in an adverse way or in a good way. It could be you mean something tremendously good for somebody, but it still is bad for them. And to give you an example of how difficult it is, a rabbi took his students out one time to a mountaintop with a pillow, and they cut the pillow and opened it and shook it, and the feathers flew everywhere. And he said, now go get all the feathers and put them back in the pillow. An impossible task, right? And that's what they knew. And the point of doing this was to let them understand Lashon Hara is the same way. It spreads so fast, particularly these days with social media and the internet and everything else that we have, that you can't bring it back. And what they do say is when you talk about somebody bad and they're embarrassed and the blood drains from their face, it's as if you've killed them, only worse, because death is final, and this is something that may haunt them their entire lives. So remember, be careful about the words you say. If you can't say something good about somebody, try not to say anything at all. Better yet, don't talk about other people. Talk about things that are good, the way we should live, the way we should treat one another, the way we should be taking care of the world we live in. This is what we need to talk about. So having said that, I'm going to let you all go for Shabbos. Have a good Shabbos. Enjoy. Come back next week. We'll try to get something that will be equally interesting, maybe more interesting. If you know somebody who would like to hear this, please pass it to them. If you have any questions, comments, or requests for lessons, please put them at the bottom and post it there, and I'll do my best to accommodate you. In the meantime, have a good Shabbos, and have a great week ahead. Be well, my friends. All the best.